Today I'm going to speak to you about Parkinson's law. I'm really glad that Mufasa arrived today because he is an expert in this, so he is. He actually taught my wife the PMP course, which this is a part of. So if you have any questions, please ask Mufasa or not me. Time may be one of our most valuable resources, and it's not renewable. Once it comes, it goes. There's no going back. When I think about time and how long the average human is alive on Earth compared to how long the Earth has been around and how long the Earth may be around, we don't know. We're basically only a little dot in time. So when you think of it like that, well, it definitely makes me want to try and make the most out of my time here. So time is really, really precious, and we have to make the most of it. And something that can help us make the most of it is understanding Parkinson's law. Time is also a really subjective thing. So, for instance, sometimes it feels really long, sometimes it feels really short. Like, I had my Christmas party on Saturday night, and Sunday was a really long day. And I know that, like, when I was at the party, it was really short because I was really having a really good time, from what I remember. My mother actually, she has a classic saying. She said at one time that her thoughts are that when 11 o'clock on Monday morning comes around, the week is gone. So I'm still trying to figure that out after years of hearing it, but it's sort of an indication where I can get my dry humor sometimes. So part of my project is researching, and my subject is Parkinson's law. It was actually a hard subject to research because it was such a long time ago. There's not actually much reliable resources that I could research, but in 1955, Cyril Northcote Parkinson came up with his first law, and he called it Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law is the adage that work expands as to fill the time for its completion, the time available for its completion. And that first was published in November 19th in 1955 in the Economist magazine. I presented that link in the handout, and there's also a snippet of that publication on the second page. It's not the full publication, but it's a snippet. So basically, if we have a lot of time to do something, we tend to fill that time with ineffective busyness. On the flip side, if we give ourselves a limited time to do something, we focus our energy to effective time management to effectively complete the task in a shorter time frame. So for example, if you give yourself a year to do something, it's going to take a year. If you give yourself a month, it's going to take a month. If you give yourself a day, it'll take a day. So when you proactively give yourself less time to do something, you're forced to focus and make sure what you're doing is going to produce the right results. And when you understand this law, you can consciously do something really cool. You can speed up to slow down. When I say that, like, if you give yourself less time to do things, you end up getting more done, which gives you more time to do the things that you really want to do, like spend time with loved ones or binge watch Netflix, whatever you like to do. I first came across that paradox in the book called Slipstream Time Hacking by Benjamin Hardy, and I referenced that in the handout as well. It's actually a digital book, so it's not. It's available digitally. So actually, my first book I read in Apple iBooks. So understanding Parkinson's law can help with managing time in many aspects of our lives, and both personal lives and professional lives. For example, in our personal life, it can help us. I don't know anybody who likes washing dishes. So if you set yourself a time limit to wash the dishes, then you get it done quicker, and then you go and sit down and watch Netflix. In our professional lives, time is money. That's the reality of working and doing what we do every day. So, same principle. If you set yourself a limited time to do a task, you get more done, which in turn produces more productive work, which produces more money, which increases your pay, your salary, whatever. So, but there is a balance. For instance, I wouldn't like to buy a cake of Zeba if he baked it for only 5 minutes, when it should be baked for 30 minutes. And on the other side, I wouldn't like to buy a cake if it was baked for 5 hours and it should only be baked for 30 minutes. So there is a balance that needs to be taken into account as well. So another really cool thing with Parkinson's law is that it doesn't only apply to time. It can apply to ourselves as human beings, in that, let me get this right, humans expand to fill the responsibilities given to them. So if we're given a responsibility that we're unfamiliar with or we're uncomfortable with, we will naturally expand to fulfill that responsibility. Like having a child is a perfect example. Like, who's ever ready to have a child? But we all raise ourselves to fulfill those responsibilities. So even if you wanted to become a millionaire, you could eventually raise yourself to fulfill that responsibility. So to recap, Parkinson's law can help us in many different ways. The most obvious one is with time, and then the second one I touched on is with us as human beings raising our responsibilities to elevate ourselves to higher levels. And I want to leave you with this quote. Actually, it was in my notebook, and I just seen it, and it just fits in with this speech really nicely. That the soul constantly reaches for something more expansive in our lives. So keep reaching, keep expanding, and thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my speech.